Welcome to Braunhaven. We are going to be picking up where we left off 2 weeks ago. We took last week off. Brian, who plays Dentry and Jackson, was away at a anime con. Was that right?
That is true.
Nice,
That was Anime Los Angeles.
excellent. And so we decided that in the in the uh, best interest of the character staying alive, without two of their heavy hitters, they decided that they would take the weekend off. And so here we are back. Where we left off, these guys had entered a tomb. Which tomb was it? It was the tomb of Kierman Fensarin. And in this tomb, they didn't find much of a corpse left. There's a rotting sarcophagus, but in niches of the walls were two screaming skulls, and hilarity ensued. Malachi, being the bright necromancer that he is, ran over to the northern screaming skull and threw his cloak over it. And the reason for doing that is that screaming skulls like to shoot magic missiles from their eyes, and if they don't have line of sight, then they can't really do much. Also, Boorman, initially when he ran into the room, tried to pry the gems from the eye sockets of the southern Screaming Skull, which caused him to go insane for 1d6 hours. I forget. I think it was like 3 hours, that Boorman's insane. And so, in order to, he tried to attack others, or he tried to attack Dentry, and just generally out of it. And so it was either Alora or Mava, I think it was Alora, wrapped him up in the net of snaring, and Peppermint is dragging his ass out of the tomb, and so they just plan to let him kind of sleep it off while he's wrapped up in the net of snaring. So that's where we left off. They are in combat with there's at least one screaming skull that can still blast them with magic missiles. The other one is wrapped up in a cloak. Before we get started, we'd like to bring attention to the fact that we do have a merch store via Zazzle. We've got t-shirts and buttons and hoodies. The hoodies have character portraits of all of the characters, with the exception of Peppermint, on the front of the hoodie. And we've got beer steins and whiskey rocks glasses and poster wall maps and all sorts of good stuff. And 100% of the proceeds from that store goes back into our channel. It kind of helps us with all the little minor things that creep up at the end of the month, such as Roll20 Pro subscription and Incarnate Pro subscription, and it even helps us fund the subscription for Wondershare Filmora, that is a yearly subscription. We save up a little bit of that throughout the year before that subscription becomes due. And so all of these things kind of creep up on you at the end of the month. So if you want to help us out, we appreciate anything you do. Go get yourself a Whiskey Rocks glass and a hoodie. So, oh, sorry, I just got a notification. I've got another Braunhaven game, in-person game, with my, what is it now, 12-player group tomorrow. So anyways, where we left off, it was Alora's turn. What would Alora like to do?
Um, Not help with this. Let's see. So we're just leaving the room and everything is much better, right?
Yeah, if you guys are just running away, I mean, you're so this right here, this river flows down into this underground cave, and you can hear the rush of the water as it goes over the lip of this underground cave. What you don't hear is the water ever hitting anything. It's
Okay.
falling so far that you're not even hearing the water hit the bottom.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm staying
And if I,
safely to the side of that then because I don't want to fall.
so it looks like if you want to change the direction you're moving, it looks like the entrance to this tomb. You guys haven't been in this tomb yet.
Okay, so I start here. Okay, I'll hang out here.
Okay. All right. Boorman is crazy and wrapped up. Let me just look at the net of snaring. It says only creatures of giant strength can escape. They cannot be cut or damaged by mundane means. So you're stuck until
That's
they
right.
decide to let you go. You are stuck. Can't do nothing about that. The one remaining screaming skull, obviously, because of his range, is going to magic missile Jackson. So Jackson is going to take 15 points of damage from 3 magic missiles.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Now, hold on. Because they are not, they're not clear on this, and I've seen it done 2 different ways. I mean, this sounds right, but it says specifically, missile hits unerringly, no attack roll or saving throws required. The missile inflicts 1d6 plus 1 damage. That's 1 missile. Higher level casters may conjure more missiles. 2 additional missiles conjured per 5 experience levels the caster has gained. Multiple missiles may direct at a single target. That reads like that would be 1d6 plus 3. Because it would be 1d6, or I'm sorry, 3d6 plus 3, because that would be d6 plus
That's
1
the way
per.
I've been hitting motherfuckers all along.
Right. But I have seen where people say that it's, oh, there's 3 missiles, so it'd be 1d6 plus 3. And I'm like, no. If it does 1d6 plus 1 per missile, then no. That's 3d6 plus 3. So yeah, you take 15 points of damage.
Gosh, maybe we should get out of here after this.
And the Screaming Skulls
Yeah.
have a movement of 0. So the only other thing, so this rotting sarcophagus, so the bottom of the sarcophagus is rotted out, and you can see that spilling out is a bunch of silver and gold coins along the rotting, mixed in with the rotting mulch and mummy goo of this sarcophagus. I don't know if that's important to you, if you're gonna run, but what's Dentry gonna do?
Dentry will attack the one that is not covered.
Okay,
I don't if that was the one to the south, right?
correct.
Alrighty. Dentry's gonna come over here. Oh yeah, but I'm still using that stupid spear because I believe it's the greatest thing ever.
Yes.
Whatever.
We do need to set up camp and reset a bunch of shit.
Yes.
I agree.
We're getting a whole bunch of STDs, insanity, and spears.
Alrighty. The
Yeah.
spear
Need
was a
to prep a couple of remove curse spells.
2.
That snaring is like a mobile added spell, isn't it? Like you just thrash around in there until all your
Yeah, I mean,
madness is out.
technically, you don't need to remove curse on Boorman. Just leave him tied up and let him rant for a couple of hours. It'll work out.
Because it was different effects. Sometimes he would sit there quietly. Sometimes he'd be all like,
Yeah, exactly.
You get more than +2 though, dude.
oh right, yeah. I forget what the pluses are.
You get your Thaco bonus.
Right. Forgot. See,
So,
we were doing Thaco for so long, and my brain forgot how to not do it.
right.
Plus 4, 5, 7. Oh, I should have added another 4 to that. It should be 21.
4 or 5. Then
Yeah,
your
no, but there's
Thaco.
minuses for the weapon. The weapon itself.
Oh
has
yeah.
minuses, though.
Yeah. Okay.
It should be 5, but
Yeah.
then the weapon has a -1 on it. So
Yeah, you hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. 1d6 minus 1 plus your strength.
1d6 plus 1.
Okay.
6 points of damage. The greatest spear of all attacks again.
All right. So Gentry lashes out with his spear, and you see him chip off a large chunk of bone from this screaming skull. So, as a to tell you how, and I think Brian might have heard some of this talk Friday night, but as an example, I wanted to see how compatible OSC and Castles and Crusades were, and so I ended up because of my large purchase, I had a whole bunch of store credit and ended up getting their character generator for free, which makes life really easy. And so I took my wife's character, who she is playing just a straight up dwarf, and dumped those stats into the character generator. And so she came out as a dwarf fighter, obviously. And it is a drop in 1-to-1 match. I think she ended up with a little bit more hit points. And like the combat, so because she's a dwarf fighter, she gets weapon specialization in her +1 warhammer, and she gets at level 5 she gets a +5 base to hit bonus. So her d20 roll to hit off the top with her strength bonus, base to hit, and magic and weapon specialization, she gets an automatic +8 to hit. And then her damage is a +3 to that roll every time, and Warhammers and Castles and Crusades do D8. So I mean, yeah, it's no joke. But as far as copying the character over, yeah, I mean it was drop in fed. So really nice. And like I said, the character generator, I will tell you, their character generator right now it is web based. But there is plans, hopefully in the near future, that they are going to be putting out an Android and iOS app for it. And there's no subscription. It's a one-time charge. It's $14.99, and as soon as the Android or iOS app comes out, they will automatically give it to you and update you. So it all only having to pay a one-time fee is already better than D&D Beyond. And it doesn't do anything other than manage characters. It'll help you create a character. It's got all the classes out of the player's handbook. I kind of wish they would add the classes from Adventurer's Backpack, but or give you the ability to create a custom class, like just give you a blank and you can put in the extras and save it. But it's pretty sweet as is. And then when you go back to that, when you log into that website, it gives you anything that you've saved. You've got backups of all of your characters, and it also has similar like Roll20. It's got a button next to your weapons that you can click, and it'll auto roll and damage for you. So it's pretty sweet. I like it. So Peppermint, what are you doing?
I am tossing the bag of Boorman out of the front of the establishment like a bouncer would.
Okay, so where are you just tossing it, like behind
Just
Mira?
right in front of me.
Okay.
Just like right there. Just
okay. Yeah. You toss Boorman in front of you.
I've seen a lot, so I get him out of the door.
Okay.
Do one of these.
And then is I would say that if you toss him, are you moving at all, or are you staying where you're at?
I'll get out of here. Fine.
If you're dragging Boorman behind you, I would say that you're just gonna leave him there. Yeah, fuck him. Okay.
He's gotta thrash it out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just it's not like he's going anywhere, right?
I hope not.
What's Mavis want to do?
Did I see Jackson get like smacked really hard?
I would say that from where you're standing, you probably would have seen the flash of Jackson getting point blanked with missiles.
Okay, we're gonna use the Cure Serious wounds, which I think is 2 D6. First one. I recall first one.
Yep.
Pretty sure that's what it is. Okay. Or you got 7 points back.
Yeah. Thank you.
So that's
I need
almost
to get
half, yeah. So the one
Okay,
thing I
that's
was...
just kind of so I'll be right back.
Oh, here it is. I was going to say that I was a little disappointed that the screaming skulls don't scream, but they do. So 60-foot radius of for a 1d4 round duration. I'm going to say there's probably 2 more rounds left. Whenever a creature, probably 1 more round. Whenever a creature approaches within 30 feet, a screaming skull emits an ear-shattering roar that does 1d6 damage per round to all creatures within range. We'll go ahead and roll that on their turn, and this will be their last round of that as a possibility. So Mavis heals. I'm sorry, what was that?
I said ow, so the one that's covered can still do screaming damage.
Yeah, well, the way this is described, I would say no, because it says whenever a creature approaches within 30 feet. So that implies that
And it knows you're there.
it knows you're there and it can see you. A lot of things are based on line of sight. I would rule that no, it's shut up. But the other one is probably still screaming maniacally. So Mavis runs over and taps Jackson with the staff and gives him some healing. Jackson, what would you like to do?
Jackson, time for some action. Sorry, that was bad. Well, Jackson's gonna go ahead and attack the one that was attacking him.
Okay.
The screaming skull. That'll be with the Vorpal.
Yeah, that hit.
6 points of damage.
Okay. So you swing your Vorpal. Obviously, it wouldn't have mattered if you'd gotten. I mean, they're already ahead, so it's not like you can't decapitate them. But you swing that Vorpal and chip out a big gouge in its forehead. The Screaming Skull's looking pretty beat up at this point. Malachi, what would you like to do? You're fresh out of cloaks.
I sure am, but I have a medium-sized bag that I'm going to dump out some coins and shit on the floor, and I'm going to walk over to this guy and put the bag over his head.
Okay. I am going to say make a touch attack. So it's just going to be a D20 plus or minus your strength modifier, and you need to hit AC 10, which is what their AC is anyway.
All right, D20. And I have a THACO of 17, and that gives me a +2. So we'll do +2 here, and we'll roll and see what happens.
Oh, fuck me.
I miss.
Oh, shit on a shingle. So, what does this say? I can only do it once per round.
He actually trips and throws the bag over my head.
Oh, here we go. Roll percentage. Shit. So as you run up and you're trying to put this bag over the skull, Malachi's hand, you kind of fuck it up because you're in a hurry, and your hand or your fingers, as you're putting this bag over the skull, brushes the skull, and you go insane for 5 hours.
Ah.
Now hold on. Did I? I did not. I'm gonna just.
Is there a save against insanity?
There is not. It's just it is as it is. 5 there. And Malachi will get. Is there a token or an icon for the Great Googly Moogly? Yeah, sure. This looks good. Like, oh shit. Malachi goes insane. So if in combat, roll on the following table. Well, we'll go ahead and roll a d. I'll let Malachi roll 2d6. Choose the form of your destroyer.
Mm,
7.
A 7. Malachi brushes this thing and just, still holding the bag in one hand, drops his hands to his sides and just stands there with a completely vacant look on his face. He will take no action until next round. What's Mira doing?
Mira is out there licking her wounds and just being like, screw the thing with the eyes, screw the scary faces. And also, she was told to stay outside, so she's staying outside.
Okay.
But she's also hurt, so if anybody wants to heal Mira, she'll be happy to take it.
We are back to Alora.
Okay, Laura doesn't like a foot cat. I got one more cure light wound. I'll do that. Or Mira gets 4 points back.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So Mira went back and slapped a heal on Mira.
Alora,
Or Laura did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I need to see.
Thank you.
Boorman is Captain Crazy Pants, the Screaming Skull. So this is his last chance to do this. Let's see here. That's going to be a whole terrifying 3 points of damage. Let me measure. I need, I guess, a circle. What is? Jesus Christ. Everybody takes 3 points of damage from 3 points of psychic damage from this guy's, because he won't shut up. He's just screaming his head off.
Fuck.
And then he is going to now, does it say outside of combat the character is unable to act independently for the duration of the effect. Okay. So it doesn't say anything about attacking causing the insanity to go away. So he is going to triple tap Malachi with magic missile
Oh, shit.
for 15 points of damage.
Okay, buddy?
Yeah, not liking
Yeah,
that.
this room sucks.
Yeah. These guys, they can't even move and they're just ultimate dicks about everything.
All right.
Dentry, what do you want to do?
We must destroy the school.
That's true.
Now that I've gained some knighthood, I'm all like,
Yeah, so with Dentry gaining knighthood, I mean, what was there, a ceremony? Did he get down on one knee and Alora knight him, or? And I mean,
yeah.
how seriously did Alora take this? like, okay, whatever. I mean,
I think that's how it went down. I don't think Peppermint liked that this happened, though.
probably not.
Stan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is Peppermint against it?
Why
does my love not like this?
You gotta shoehorn in a triangle situation to build tension, I think.
Fair
Right?
enough.
Sure.
Oh,
I mean, that's the hallmark of every TV show.
Another woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I just swore allegiance to another woman.
That's right. You did.
Oh shit! Yeah. Now the hooker's pissed.
Alora is more than a woman
15 is a hit.
to us.
Hey.
For
3 whole points of damage.
that's
Stabby.
Yep. You chip out another chunk of another chunk of skull bone. My wife put on another diabetic sensor, and so my phone's like, "Oh, hey, she started a new sensor." So Gentry goes forward, chips out another bone. This skull's now got chips and cracks all through it. It's like one of the gems in one of its eyes is kind of wobbly. What's Peppermint doing?
Well, I heard Dentry yell that we need to destroy the skull, so I'm gonna run up and whack one, maybe.
Okay. This one is the north one is covered, but I mean I mean this room's kind of crowded. I would say that you could probably get in there and whack the southern skull
Oh, really? Okay.
if
I'll
you
try.
wanted to. I mean it's up to you.
Malachi's just standing there all blah. She can push him out the way.
The northern skull's pretty healthy, other than the fact that it's covered with a cloak. That's the only thing that's stopping it from its
Well,
ridiculousness.
I'm gonna run up and try and hit the northern one, and I'm just gonna fuck it all up.
Okay. Yeah.
So then I absolutely didn't hit, right? As a 7.
No. Yeah. 7. No. You missed. 7.
I'm glad everyone's facing the other skull and didn't see me screw up that time. Now.
Well, now technically speaking, and let me look at this, double check. That's not what I wanted. I want that. So this could count as a backstab because the skull being covered with a cloak is unaware.
Okay.
So that would be a +4.
I'd make it 11.
That would hit, and you get to double damage dealt.
Oh, cool. Good.
Well, fuck it up.
Yeah, I hope I. That's 14 if you double.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
So Peppermint comes in, brings her battle axe down, and splits. You can hear this crunch as the axe blade cuts into the skull through the cloak, and you do see that the cloak there is a clean cut on the cloak where the axe cut through, but it's clean. And it's not a big enough cut that the skull can see out of it presently. Mavis, what do you want to do?
I'm going to use my other cure serious wounds on Malachi because he took a pretty hard hit there.
Okay. As he just stands there blankly.
Yeah,
for like 8 points. He got 8 points back.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. I don't have any more of those for today, though.
Well, I'm only down 10 right now.
Jackson,
right, that's pretty good.
Jackson,
after that 8 you gave me, I was down 18.
That's not good for a necromancer.
No.
Jackson, what would you like to do?
Or pull it up.
Oh, that's a hit. Ooh. Okay, so Jackson brings his Vorpal down on the screaming skull, and the skull shatters and crumbles to dust. Out of the way.
I look at Dentry and go, see, that's how you kill something, not with your little stabby stick.
Malachi, roll 2d6. A 4. So, Malachi, you get to attack your own party. You can pick whoever you want to attack and how you're going to do it.
Okay. I'm insane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll.
The insanity
1,
rules are pretty fun.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really can't see there. So
They-
D6. 3, 1, 2, 3. Going to Samuel. Samuel's right there, and I'm kind of hurt. So I will try to do a vampiric touch
Okay.
on Samuel.
Jackson L. Samuel. So vampiric touch. Does he get a save for that? I don't remember.
I'm in combat. I'm making a melee attack. All right.
So This is in the Necromancer, right?
Yeah. The old school essentials necromancer, page 17.
Okay, let me
So
bring
yeah,
that up. Page 17.
I rolled
Yeah.
D20 plus 3.
So you would have. So this looks like it's going to be a touch attack. You would have to hit. Jackson, what is your dexterity modifier?
It's above.
I'm sorry.
-1.
So you would have to hit 9 or better. It hits.
Oh, he doesn't get his armor?
Nope. It's a touch attack.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Samuel. So I do
Gone
1
crazy. It is what it is.
damage per 2 levels to a maximum of 6d6. Now, me being an 8th level, I'll do 4d6.
Yep.
So I hit Samuel for 18.
Jesus.
Damage stuff
Samuel might knock you out.
subtracted from any bonus hit points. Bonus hit points disappear within an hour. Okay. So I gain hit points equal to the damage inflicted, and the excess hit above my masters are treated as bonus hit points.
Yep. Temporaries.
So yeah, so Malachi's looking.
Malachi's looking refreshed.
Malachi has a 8 bonus hit point right now, so that's kind of good.
And how's Jackson feeling though?
Jackson's down to 16 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, Malachi reaches out and touches Jackson. You see Jackson's skin kind of go fallow, and he turns pale, and the veins are kind of sticking out. While Malachi seems to become quite refreshed and invigorated. What's Mira doing?
But he's still sitting there staring at you, Jackson, just blankly, like, it's like whatever.
Like, reach out and touch someone, and then stare at them. You don't.
Yeah.
What would
Jackson?
What would Mira like? Yeah.
Mira doesn't know that happened and is still being aware of her. Stay outside the cave because it's not safe for her in there. So she's feeling something's not right, but obeying the order.
Okay. What about Alora? You're muted.
You're muted, by the way. Oh.
I guess we're watching Boorman thrash around and make sure he doesn't fall in the water.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, getting washed down that stream would be
Really bad.
That would be not good. Okay. So you're securing.
Not helping. Sorry, guys. I'm squishy.
Boorman's crazy. The screaming skull is still covered up. Dentry, what would you like to do?
I'm going to deal with the bigger issue here. I'm going to walk behind Malachi, and I want to know if I have, like, can I knock him out, or do I have to, like, take him down to 0 hit points to do that?
You could do subdual damage, especially because you're using a spear. You could use the back end of the spear to smack him in the back of the head, and if he were to reach 0 hit points, he would be knocked unconscious.
Oh, shit. That's gonna take more turns than I have.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have to do something because I've got lots of spells, and if I roll really bad on my randomness, I fireball us all.
That's concerning.
Shit.
I'm gonna take the bolus. It's kind of wrap it around him then.
Okay. So you're wanting to wrap him up. Okay. Here. I need to open Carcass Crawler number 3. Did you see they put
Most
out?
spells require you to use your hands, right?
They put out number 4. And
Oh,
number
there's a fourth one.
yeah, the 4th one is out, and they're saying that number 5 is coming probably June.
Hmm.
Well, I guess I could just use regular rope. I mean, he's just standing there at this point, right? He's not resisting.
Well, I
Nope,
mean,
I'm standing there. I'm standing there looking at Samuel like plain blank stare.
so bolas. It says it's a cord and weighted balls whirled around and thrown at a target. But I mean, I don't see any reason why you couldn't use the bolas to tie him up. And since they're weighted balls, I would think that that would be probably in a hasty situation, a more secure way of securing his hands if you want to tie his wrists together.
Right. He'd be like, and it's like usually big enough to go around like either a torso or a body anyway. That's what it's designed for, torso or legs. So if I just wrap it around.
What is Malachi's dexterity bonus?
Oh, I get a +1.
So go
I
ahead
have
and
a 13.
I would say make a touch attack, D20 plus your strength modifier, and you need to hit AC 11.
Okay, D20 plus 2.
Ooh, that had me worried there for a second. Oof.
You and me both, sir. I'm looking at that one like, no.
So you reach out and you tie up Malachi, or you tie his wrists together. So, I mean, there
He can still
are
use his mouth right now, but at least we've got his hands out of there.
right, yeah. So anything that would require somatic components, and that's one thing about OSC, they don't really go into it too much. But I would say that his spell casting is now curtailed because if you can't move your hands, then you can't cast spells.
I'm gonna yell at Peppermint when I'm done and be like, Peppermint, gag him.
Yeah, Peppermint, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna smash the skull. Sorry.
Okay,
Peppermint's like,
That's
screw
more
you, you're
interesting
talking
to
to other
me.
women now.
I would say that counts as another backstab. So there's a +4,
okay.
+4 to that
So
because it still can't see you.
It's 15 though, so that's
Yeah, that's a hit.
good.
And then you get to double any damage.
I didn't know vampiric touch could be that deadly.
It's 10.
I think you should use
Okay.
it more often.
No shit.
So Peppermint brings her axe down and smashes the skull, and it turns into the cloak basically turns into a bag of gravel, bone gravel, and you guys are now out of combat.
For Malachi.
Yeah, we are not out because of that.
Right? Yes. But Malachi's hands are tied. I mean, he might try to bite you or something. But yeah, you guys are out of combat. Like I said, there's some coins on the floor. The gems in the eye sockets of these skulls crumble to powder as well. They weren't even valuable gems that Boorman tried to steal. And so yeah, there is about needs to math. There is 3,000 gold pieces and 2,000 silver pieces.
Wait, sorry, I missed that. There was something happening behind me. How many and what?
3,000 gold pieces
3,000 gold.
and 2,000 silver pieces in
2,000 silver.
in the mulch on the floor.
Just for good measure, I'm gagging Malachi until his sanity is back.
Okay.
Lest he somehow pull out a spell out of his butt that doesn't need anything but some words.
Oh yeah, I wasn't studying to go find one, but I might be
Just
able to
in
find.
case.
Yeah, if I'm told to try to think of something to do, I'll do it. But
You never know, man. You might just start mumbling and accidentally pull off a spell.
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
well, I mean, I do have a fireball scroll. If I could figure out a way to get it out and open rolled, I could just read it, and there we go.
So this room, I mean, now without the screaming skulls, and the there's no other danger in this room. This room is fairly secure.
Okay. Mavis is like, how much is the fee we're collecting for our services? Have we collected enough that we can go? 'Cause I don't have a lot of spells left.
So I'm sorry. What was your question?
Boorman told Mavis that it was okay to raid all these tombs because we have to collect a fee for the services of us getting the
The
armor out.
armor, yeah,
Like, did we get enough of it yet? Can we go?
right. Have we collected enough fee?
yeah.
Mormon's
I
not
mean,
crazy, so we're not listening to
I'm,
him.
yeah, I'm sure after the long wait and everything, Boorman will be happy to go. Yeah, let's get out of here. But
Fine.
he's got hours. We could maybe rest up in here if you wanted to, then leave. I don't
Yeah,
know.
since
We've
you
got
got
an
two.
ambush coming.
Yeah, since you got two of your party insane, I mean they're secured, but they are crazy.
Yeah, and Jackson just got wrecked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we get out of here or rest.
Jackson is
Well,
feeling it.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you
I'm
guys,
sorry, dude.
I mean, if you
It is what it
guys,
is.
1, 2,
Yeah,
3, 4. I mean, you've been down here for 4 hours. If you decide at this point you want to take a break for the rest of the day and camp down here, you could. I would
okay.
allow that. Did you want to throw out any magical healing and use up spell slots first?
I don't know if I have any.
Malachi is in excellent health.
I used up all my spell slots.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
What? Same with
in the
Alora.
morning we can. Yeah, everybody's depleted.
Okay.
We've been going
In the
through a lot of
morning,
shit, man.
Yes, you
that's
have.
true.
Yeah.
You can use the healing stick in the morning on anybody that needs more.
All right. So with because Alora being a witch, you guys can roll a d6 to regain hit points.
Hey. And Malachi lost his bonus hit points because it's been over an hour.
Yes. And you are able to rest comfortably for the night. There's no wandering monsters that decide to screw with you. And so you are able to rest much longer than 8 hours. You can pick new spells if you would like to do so for the next day, which is probably the hardest part of playing a caster, is thinking ahead and what's going to be useful tomorrow. But I know that you were
How to
talking.
remove a curse.
Yeah, Mavis probably wants to do a remove curse on Dentry.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Mavis, let's see what it says.
I dropped the spear of speariness.
Yeah, probably. Let's see. Cleric, that remove curse is a. No, it's a 3rd level spell. And it says, come on, work with me here. It says, instantaneously removes 1 curse from a creature. It may allow the character to discard a cursed magic item. So yes, Dentry, you are no longer cursed, and you can drop that spear if you so choose.
I tucked
Does
the spear into
anybody?
the
Sorry,
thing,
Kevin.
the sarcophagus.
Okay. All right.
Does anybody want to get smacked with the healing stick?
Jackson goes healing. What's that? You say healing? I'll take some healing.
All right, let me know.
I'm down
Yeah.
like 50% still.
He's looking all
Okay.
Roll one.
gaunt and anorexic.
You
Roll
can go
one.
ahead and get 6 back if you want.
6?
Yeah, 6 and 7. That's what I got.
Okay, so I mean, you can take the 7, and Boorman could take the 6.
I will not argue that.
Okay.
And Boorman and Malachi are no longer insane.
Good. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm really tired of fucking around in this undead bullshit. If you want to skip the last room after all that, I don't think anybody that just got their ass kicked is gonna fucking talk too much about sticking around. But just know that we should expect an ambush from the elves that are against us getting this armor. They might attack us and ask ask for locations if later, you know what I mean?
And they'd be like,
So
we didn't find it. It wasn't there. Someone has raided this before us.
that's what I'm thinking we could say, but I'm trying to
We already put the armor away, right? We stashed the armor, so it's not on us.
that's
Yeah.
correct. It is in
It's not
our
in-
fucking neatly organized vault.
Neatly organized. It's just a pile of junk on the floor. Yes.
It's
Yeah, they opened
organized
up.
into one pile.
You guys opened up the mirror and tossed it through into the vault beneath Castle Braun.
Mhm.
That you are
One of
the
these
only ones
days
that have the key.
yeah.
So
Did we
you
exit them?
you just want to get out of here, right?
Yeah,
You know?
that really
That's
sucked. I hated that psychic damage.
Okay.
Can you hit Mira with the stick too, then, please?
Oh, sure. For
it's
4.
the love stick.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
The best item I've ever found, I feel like.
It's pretty good. Yeah. It's had a lot of healing. It's
I
loved
mean,
us a
since it's
long
literally
time.
every day, I might as well ask Dentry to get one too.
So the
Okay.
funniest thing, we went up to Walmart to get the
You're
cats
fine.
some food the other
Thanks.
day, and you know poppets, the little the old 4th of July things you throw on the ground, they snap. They have
Yeah.
heart-shaped ones now that they're selling for Valentine's Day. Exploding hearts is what they call it. Like,
I feel like that's the opposite of what you want.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, no, whatever. I mean, kids are different these days, I guess.
I mean, I'm throwing those hearts at someone.
I
And
like
they're
that girl. I'm gonna throw an
you
explosive
broke
at
my
her.
heart. You broke my heart. Start throwing, breaking, exploding hearts at her.
Yep, that's how you know when they throw explosives at you. That means they like you. So you can move your exploration movement rate, and you're probably wanting to move your way north back out of here. And just out of curiosity.
All right, now hold on. I'm looking at something.
Oh man. Never mind.
Okay. I want to cast. Malachi wants to cast invisibility 10-foot radius.
Okay, so everybody's invisible.
That's correct.
Okay.
You just have to stay in my circle of invisibility, and we all can just go.
So then,
And-
what is
and-
Malachi's movement rate for exploration?
Malachi's movement is the 30-90, I think.
So he can move 90 feet. And
Yeah.
Malachi. So. Actually, I take that back. So, before I do that, what is Dentry's exploration movement rate? 60?
Oh yeah, because I'm the slowest. Yeah, 2060.
Yeah. So I know Mavis and Dentry are the slowest, so it would be 60 feet. There's one round.
Yeah. And then everybody's
That makes more
around.
sense. Like, hey, wait up for us!
Yeah.
I really got to find some way to give Dentry some more speed. He's like the heavy hitter, but he's always in the back.
Right? Yes. Well, yeah. That movement's a little bit different in CNC too. Like a lot of these problems become less problematic. So,
It makes sense. The guy with the heavy armor is going to be a little bit slower.
So the house rule that we have with movement, like in combat, you can double your move if you don't do anything else. We can actually take that a step further. So a 2 times movement rate is a jog. 4 times movement rate is a full run. You're just flat out booking it.
Okay.
What,
I mean, we're just
do
walking. I mean,
Right. The other thing, and this involves, either a fighting withdrawal or a retreat. So a full retreat means that you are running away as fast as you can. So that would be 4 times your encounter movement rate. But the enemy gets a attack on you, a free attack at +2 bonus. A fighting withdrawal, you can move away at half your movement rate, but and you can make a single attack in OSE. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, so let's see here. Let me calculate this.
How do I handle the thing where it says a knight doesn't use ranged weapons? Because like the knight doesn't use it, but the fighter most certainly does.
it's a code of honor thing, though, man. It seems
Right.
dishonorable.
Yeah, if you are taking the chivalric code, then you would no longer want to use ranged weapons.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure. I was presuming that that's what the ruling would be, but you know, you can always ask and hope.
Now, as we're moving, everybody's holding like a 10-foot, almost a 10-foot long piece of string that's tied to Malachi's belt. So, however we move, nobody should get more than 10 foot away from me until you're ready to no longer be invisible.
Right.
Wow.
So there
Jackson,
was no
having
wondering.
his ability might take a little bit of like with Boorman might go a little bit ahead just for because the scouting purposes.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just saying that we, if you're not able to turn yourself back invisible, just stay next to Malachi. It's good all day. But once you leave the circle, you become visible, and if you come back in, you don't turn invisible again. So, I mean, it's literally just designed to give us.
Miro, stay close to you then. Miro will stay next to
Yeah.
like Miro, stay next to Malachi. Guard him.
Okay. So you guys are all invisible as you climb your way back up out of the. You reach up and bring the sliding ramp down and make your way out. Hold on just a second. I didn't think I was going to need this, but evidently I do.
How to use different spells, and
Yeah, that was useful. Very useful,
yeah,
because Vera has no way of becoming invisible.
I don't necessarily want to kill the high elves because that it might have political ramifications, and we might want them to actually fight for us later.
True.
Yeah.
No, okay. Need to do all the things.
There's nothing more honorable than being sneaky.
Oh.
All right. That.
You remember when Malachi turned into a black dragon? And
Yes.
and I was role playing a dragon from a book series that I had been reading.
Yes.
The next one in that series drops on Tuesday, and
Oh,
I'm highly excited.
nice.
Very, very excited. Yeah, so might be looking to become a dragon again, just to fucking really vibe it.
I got a potion of polymorph, so it's possible.
Yeah, that's good shit.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily know that fits our story and what we're doing, but I'm about to get really fucking hyped about fucking.
Wanted to be
I got some good material.
a dragon again.
Oh man, Terran from fucking the Imperium City series is all the fangirls love some Terran. I mean, love him, and and the book's got smut in it, so it's fun to play it in your car with the windows down and the volume up, and pull up next to people, and it'll be like Violet flips her tongue along Zayden's tip, and just see what people look at you, and just sit there looking at them like, hey, what's up, man? But they have some graphic smut.
I have a friend who avidly listens to that and like that kind of stuff, and she has it in her car all the time. And she's like, "Oh wow, you can hear it even with the windows up and stuff." Like people don't realize how
Oh.
much the sound
Yeah.
that kind of gives.
Well, ask her if she's read The Fourth Wing and The Iron Flame. If she
Well,
likes fucking
has.
fantasy, yeah, dragons and fucking,
devours books.
yeah,
The
that
Fourth
she
Wing?
probably has. Yeah, Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. The third one is Onyx Storm, but it's coming out Tuesday, and there's a lot of mystery and discussions about what's going on in that story. Several different groups. So if you like sex and dragons, that's that's probably a book series for you, and strong female characters. And I mean strong as in powerful, not that they're unclean and haven't washed.
I mean,
Well, you start talking about sex, and then the next conversation is the the smell.
I mean, but they're dragons. They got magical immunity to stuff.
Yeah. You ever notice that they have all these book series, tons of them with dragons in them, and they'll have groups of dragons, and they never talk about the shit. I mean, if there's like a horde of dragons or a riot of dragons, whatever you want to call them, and they're hanging out in a field, there's got to be some fucking small Volkswagen bug-sized shit piles
Right?
just
Yes.
floating around. Yeah, and you're telling me that they're not writing it in that uh,
You
Smog
said she's
leans
read them both,
over
right?
and just drops a fucking van-sized turd. It rolls over and bucks Bilbo. And he's now got this slimy green shit on his clothes.
By the way, she said she's read them both and she loves them.
See? Yeah. Tell her I'm a fan. Fuck yeah. Fuck Jack Barlow. That's all you got to say right there. Just go, fuck Jack Barlow. And she'll know. She'll know what you're talking about. She'll be like, yeah, fuck that dude.
Okay, so you guys are in Viz, and you make your way out, and you can note that there is movement around the this stone circle to the south that used to be in ages past. It was a circle of menhirs, and this is of course the kind of sacred spot of Anglian Mysteriarch, where druids come to worship. But you don't see druids. You see movement moving around throughout the brush, and you immediately notice that kind of heading up this grape, and you see his head kind of poke up over this crumbling wall every so often. You see the master of the hunt who guided you here. Dalior Alstina, and you can hear him as he gives orders to these other High Elven rangers that are moving about, that to keep their eyes open, and we're to attack them as soon as we see them. And they are all weapons out. The rangers either have swords ready, or they have bows with arrows knocked. And Dalior Alstina has his sword out. They are lying in ambush, or
Dang.
not really ambush. They're just openly going to attack. Clearly, but they don't see you. I suppose there is a chance that they might hear you, and they do not. What would you like to do?
I think we're trying to avoid the combat, right? And
Yes,
and
you're
this is
tired of being beaten up.
yeah, and I mean this is just a 5-foot thing in the water here. Is the water running real strong?
Yes. Yeah, through this area. So this, and I can show you. Probably better if I get a zoomed out map. So right, I believe, yes, you are at that spot. So this is the headwaters of the Inian River. And through this area, it splits into the east and west fork as it tumbles down towards the Dragon Sea to the south. So around this island, yeah, it's a pretty brisk current.
Okay. What do you think about this?
Find you get
If Jackson can get invisible, and he's got like the fucking movement from hell, right? What if Jackson takes off and leads these guys in a big loop-de-loop circle thing or whatever, right? Runs them off, and then we shuttle just straight north right across the river with Alora's broom and all, and Mavis's water walking and all that, and we just kind of rally in the woods, just over here, and then we'll do that portal with the mirror right back here at the entrance. And then all Jackson's got to do is get back to that entrance and jump through the portal, and he'll be right there with us.
But you'd be leaving the mirror behind.
No, we take the mirror with us and open the portal back to here.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
I'm
And
cool with
thus,
that.
and thus you're attempting to avoid combat.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the plan.
I'm fine with that. Jackson's got lots of movement, and being a woodsy person probably has the best chance of not getting messed up. Oy.
Just
Sorry.
keep on moving, man. That's all you got to do.
I would like to borrow Jackson's or Dentry's displacer cloak for this mission.
Okay.
Because I feel like have anything that makes them not see me where I am is useful.
True.
Seeing as they're probably going to shoot ranged weapons at me.
Well, as long as they have a line of sight, I mean, all you have to do is go on the other side and then mock them and turn around and start fucking hauling ass, and they'll follow you. Especially if you.
I agree, but anything that gives me a chance of them not getting a lucky shot, I'll take.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm not telling you not to take precautions. Fuck no, you'd be Jackson, Action Jackson.
So where are you wanting Jackson to go?
Just sneak past. Yeah, sneak down there next to the arch and snip out. Kind of do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Get their attention and have them follow him.
I see.
Yeah, and then when they run
I'm gonna wear
away,
my invisibility cloak until I'm down here. Take it off. I'm like, I'm safe. Oh shit! An ambush. Oh no! Whatever will I do? And then lead them away for a while.
I see. Yeah. All right.
that's the plan. And then when they all follow him, then we're gonna do shuttling services to get everybody across the river, and then we'll go a little ways up into the woods, and then from there we'll open the portal deck down to right there where Boorman's standing, right here.
Okay.
And yeah, and then Jackson comes and jumps to the portal. We close the portal behind him, and they are looking pretty dumb and full of cum.
Okay. So,
Just because I've been reading perverted shit.
Jackson. So Jackson's going to go invis, right?
Yes.
You can move your exploration movement rate, which is probably going to get you down there in one turn or one round.
Easily. Yeah. My regular movement would get me down like to here. So
Right.
yeah. I'll
So-
do exploration. I'll take the long way.
You're wanting to be down here.
Yeah, but not right. I'm gonna go not through them until I get down there.
Right. So you're
I'm gonna
going
go
around the
way.
edge. Yeah. Okay.
I get down here, I invis.
And then you take the ring off.
Yeah.
Okay. And how are you trying to get their attention?
I'm safe. I'm safe. There's no way there's no way that they'll know that I'm down here. Oh, finally, we got away from them. I'm carrying up the rear just to make sure we're safe.
Okay.
I can't believe they made me carry up the rear just to make sure that we got away nice and safe.
Okay, so these guys
They wouldn't be this far away from the opening anyway.
are not, and he is not. They are not surprised. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Man, look at Malachi.
Nice.
I picked the shitty initiative. This plan
I don't
depends on
know.
me getting good initiative.
Well, I mean, you get the freebie, man. I mean, you kick it off, So I mean, you kind of are at the top of the initiative. However, it really works out because we all end up waiting for you to do your thing before anybody does anything. So I mean,
Guess that's
if
fair.
if you ask me, I mean, in reality, you have the best initiative because you started.
All right. So then, Dalior Alstina. Dex is 10.
We're taking
Which
this nice, peaceful road for you, Mavis.
Ain't that fucking good for a ranger? And the elves. Okay. So you guys up here, everybody but Jackson, you're waiting until these guys start to move, right? And vacate the area is your plan.
That's the plan.
Okay. So we will just go right past you guys. So, and I assume Jackson's being loud about this.
Oh yeah, I am. I am just like, oh, I can't believe they made me carry up the rear. I thought we were sneaking away far enough. There's no way that they're this far anyway. There's not even an ambush to begin with. What were they so worried about?
So he immediately gives out the order to there they are, attack! And Dalior, which you've met Dalior before, he is he's not a bad guy, but he clearly is following orders, and he's one of those that will do. He's a consummate politician. He'll do whatever it takes to move up in high elven politics. So he is going to let loose with his bow. Ooh, that's some good shit. So he. What are we looking at here?
Were you running and stuff or anything?
And you get a minus. There's a -2 because of the displacer cloak. And then.
I mean, that was as far as I could get on the screen. If there was further to get on the screen, I would have. But like, that's as far as I could.
Yeah, that's as far as you can go.
Have to, like,
there's basically going to be
visible.
one round of bullshit here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That. 40 feet. This is a longbow. So he's in short range, which gives him another +1. But I will say this arch gives Jackson some cover, which is going to impede his attack by another +1. And so, yeah, that puts us there. So he is going to loose an arrow, yell out, there they are, get them, and he loses an arrow at Jackson. And hits the arch, and that's it. This arrow just hits that stone arch and just shatters. Not even really coming close to hitting Jackson. Mavis is waiting. The high elf.
Oh shit! They see me.
The high elf rangers are probably going to be much worse off.
Everyone, they've seen me.
Let's see here.
I will now leave a very obvious trail for them to follow as I run away.
Ooh, what's Jackson's AC?
20 or 21.
Okay, so that's a miss. Second attack. Miss. Man, they're getting good rolls, though. Third attack, miss. Miss.
Oh yeah, those minuses mean basically other than a nat 20, they're not hitting me.
Right. Mm. Okay, so you see a bunch of arrows slam into the arch or zoom overhead. Jackson, what are you doing? Are you just running off screen or off the edge of the map and into the woods?
No. I'm gonna turn back and be like, I can't believe you would actually ambush us. I thought we were friends. This is dishonorable. Kind of get them to really focus on me, and then turn back and yell to the imaginary group in front of me, "Watch out! They're coming! Run! I'll try and hold them as best as I can." And kind of take a slow, not at all using my speed to its advantage, kind of zigzag retreat.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Well, I need to make
Because I know that they don't have my movement, so I can't run as fast as that, or they'll never catch me, and then
right.
they'll like give up pursuit. So I have to keep it
He
close.
fails miserably. Jackson, you can make a. You need to make a charisma ability check. So you need to roll d20 and get below your charisma, but you get a -3 bonus. So whatever you roll, subtract 3 from it.
Okay, here we go. Because this could be horrible. Because I have an absolute shit charisma.
Well, yeah, it's because you're covered in hair. Oh, look at that.
Hell yeah!
Look
Hell
at that. So these guys all start heading in your, or getting ready to run in your direction after you. They draw swords. So you yell that and you convince them, and then what? For movement, what are you doing?
I mean, I'm running off screen
Okay.
away from this area.
Okay. So
Like I'm keeping my movement just ahead of whatever their max movement is, so that they're like, I'm close, and they're like, if we keep running, we can catch him. Because I'm way faster than them soon.
Sounds like a kiting strategy, is what he's saying.
yes,
What strategy?
Kite?
kiting.
Oh yeah.
Like you fly a kite?
Exactly.
Or if there's anybody ahead of him, some poor fisherman out on the river. It could be a train. God, I used to love doing that around that one keep in World of Warcraft. You just get a whole bunch of pissed off the fish people and get them to all start chasing you, and then just run them right into a bunch of people fishing. You got like 30 of these motherfuckers behind you. You just go into some guy's mind his own business fishing. It's like, okay, you deal with them. Bye.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah, damn it.
We did that in Ultima Online.
Yes.
With dragons.
Yep.
You tap a bunch of dragons and follow, and they'll get to going after you. You know, you might have to take them a long distance, but as soon as you get to where some people are hanging out, you just cast invisibility and creep off the other direction, and nature will take its course.
Yes.
And then you pick up a bunch of orcs and bear. Just get you the train. Called swarming was what we called it.
EverQuest, you could do that shit too. It was really easy in EverQuest. Yeah.
Can't tell me I can't PvP.
So
I'll hit something and hide behind you.
You guys to the north here, you're having Alora ferry you over on the broom, right? And I will say, kind of get you guys over here. You don't have to be careful about it. So Jackson, here's a thing. I need, because I don't remember what I wrote. I need to look at the Volchvion Ranger.
My goal was to keep the shoreline in sight, by the way.
Okay.
So that no matter what, I can still see the shore. So if I can get to the shore, I can get back to where we were.
Okay. Sorry,
Because
here
if
we
I
go.
go too far into the woods, I'll lose sight of everything.
And if you lose sight, you have that magic, everything changing on your funky ass.
Exactly.
And that sucks, man.
Let's see here. Hmm. Need to look at forest. Leaf forest. Random happening. Here we go. Page 28.
You just knew we were going to be confrontational.
There's one little hole in your plan. Jackson, roll a d6.
Is Jackson gonna die? Is this how he dies?
Oh my god, you did not get lost. So you got lucky, and the Sylvanus Forest does not change its features, and you do not get lost. So then,
Because I said I was gonna keep the shoreline in sight.
well, that doesn't always work. So then, I will allow you to make. So you're keeping the shoreline in sight. So I'd say that it would be soft ground because of the sand on the shore. You can make a tracking check and you get a plus 20% bonus, or I guess minus 20% bonus in this case.
Yep,
think
that's
that
easy.
I think that is a success.
I mean, with the minus 20, I basically would have to roll almost 100 to fail at this point.
Right. And then, so then, how long are you leading these guys away? Are you going to lead them? Try to
10
lead them
minutes.
away for one turn. 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I figure.
Okay.
Like one turn worth, just like solid. Give them 10 minutes to get across. Set up the mirror.
Okay. Go ahead and in this case, then roll another d6.
D20,
D6.
D6.
Okay. So you are being stealthy, and these guys end up running past you as you kind of crouch down. Since it has been one turn, using that stealth, you can also again use your ring.
Sweet.
And they run off into the woods past you.
That was a really good plan.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah, good job.
usually the plans that my D&D groups come up with are, wow, they are often very, very bad. They are very bad. And so, yes, your plan goes to work. You make your way back, and the portal is opened. You step through and rejoin the rest of the party, which puts you back. And we're getting a lot of maps. Here we go. Probably time for me to clean this one up too.
They're pretty decent at pursuit. Thank goodness I'm better.
Yeah. I had the utmost confidence in you, man. Good shit.
And so, you can move 2 of these hexes per day in the direction that you want to go.
Do we get the free pass of being across the river there?
Yes, I would say you're probably like right there.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Jackson is the ranger guide there. Got him or Laura to be the ones that pick the direction. But I mean, I'm thinking we should just kind of go north.
Sure, yeah. Whatever direction's easy to figure out.
So if Jackson is leading you, Jackson, roll a d6.
Do we know the direction or the location of the next armor item?
You know that the next item on your list is in Stagina. So first of all, and then Jackson, roll a d4.
Okay.
Chet,
I got us lost. What direction did I get?
you are lost, but you are still traveling north.
I got lucky.
Yes, you did. So, bringing this map up for you. This map is so you guys are somewhere here in the Sylvanas Forest. You know that the other item, which is the Donnerschlag, the Hammer of Janus, is somewhere up here in Stagina, and the only thing that the logical conclusion that you have is that nobody really knows where this might be. They know that that Stagina, somewhere in Stagina, is the location of what is known as the Hammer Strike of the Gods, where this archangel named Damrazel came down from the celestial palace, another plane, like a meteor striking the earth, and this shattered the northern hemisphere, creating what the Frostome Sea and what is known today as the nation of Stagina. Excuse me. The most likely source of information, aside from the various towns that you might pop into, would be, of course, the capital city of Olafsveller. That's about all you know. So you would need to make a decision on how you want to go. Now, the most obvious choice, of course, would be to take the Eastern Tradeway, this dotted line here, up through the Skellis Mountains, through Zolotoheim, which also has the benefit that you can sit and talk with the King Commonston of the dwarves, see about getting dwarven troops to join you at Castle Braun, and then continuing down the northern slopes of the Skellis Mountains and heading that way to Olafsvalla. The other choice, which has its benefits as well, is just to cut directly west and go north through the Imperial Port, through Reef's End over here, and kind of skirt around the mountains and head up this way. So how you guys want to do it once you're out of the Sylvanas Forest is entirely up to you.
Well, I think we should head to Castle Braun. I mean, it's right there on the.
Yeah, Castle
right
Braun is north of you.
Yeah.
And then if you want to head into Stagina taking the Eastern Tradeway, you can, of course, go that way.
Yeah, we've already gotten to Zolotoheim, and we kind of know the way, and we have allies
That is true.
that we
We also
pull
ran into a
upon.
lot of trouble on the way.
Oh, I don't remember any of that trouble.
Due to my insanity, I have a very limited memory of what happened 50 game sessions ago.
Yeah.
How hard would this area up here be to traverse?
Which area?
We made some enemies over here too.
Yeah, so I mean, the Skellis Mountains, especially, I mean, by the time you get out of the forest, if you go and stop at Castle Braun for a couple days and make your way up, you're probably starting the beginning of spring, entering into the Skellis Mountains. The weather may not be nearly as dangerous as it was last time you were there, because last time you were there, it was winter.
We could also go back to the Imperial Port, which is, we know it's going to be in good condition when we get there, but they have boats, and we can probably go and do a lot of water stuff.
You could take a boat, yes. And this up here, So right there, this is known as the Great Inland Sea. You can enter this fjord here, and there is, of course, there is a town, a large, well, not a town. This is a city, and there is a town over on this side as well. Both are well-known trade ports. On this side is the city of Viacaslau. It's the second, really, the second city in all of Stagina. Everything else is pretty much a town. On the eastern side of the shore is the town of Irenmund. Both are trade ports. So there's that option as well.
I'm kind of leaning towards second biggest city. I don't know if anybody else has opinion.
I'm sorry, what were you leaning towards?
The one that's like the second large city.
Oh, yeah, going to Viacaslau via boat.
That's what I think, but not
Certainly.
married to it.
I'm fine with that.
And
Ooh.
it's funny that you guys are already plotting this out, because I finished proofing, and according to the review of in Microsoft Word, it has a 98% perfection rate. I just finished proofing Stagina, the Land of Ice and Plunder. On Monday, it is going into actual page layout, and it could be up for sale on DriveThruRPG as a PDF as early as Monday evening. It could be, which means that the print-on-demand book will be available in a couple weeks, because I got to wait for proofs to show up. So it's coming.
Wow.
And I will say it's better than I thought it was going to be. Having to reread it, I was like, hey, this is actually pretty good. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but no, it came out pretty well done. So,
Exciting too. With us
yes,
going there.
yeah, I'm excited to be done with that one and moving forward. So
Now, I have another idea. I don't know how you guys might feel about this, but Malachi has the spell Skeletal Wings. It basically lets him summon a flying skeleton mount,
mhm.
flying skeleton horse. with big
Everybody
bat
loves a
wings.
skeletal Pegasus.
Well, that and Alora's broom, okay, kind of gives us the ability to take 4 motherfuckers and fly. We have the capabilities to kind of make that somewhat invisible. And I'm at 8th level. I can cast that twice. So that's 4 people, and then with Alora's broom, I guess we're leaving. We don't really have to cast it twice. Then we could take one group of people, even with the broom, not taking it, using the thing. Motherfucker flies on the broom really far, lands, opens the portal back to where we are. We all step to the portal and get to the new location. So our traveling each day would be how far a motherfucker that's invisible on the broom shooting across the fucking
The tops
landscape
of the trees.
was right. So we could do a lot, but to get out of this place right here, with 2 of the skeletal wing horses, carries a rider plus 3,000 pounds, which is another person. We can almost all get out of this motherfucking forest. I mean, I would think we could fly to right over here out of the forest.
You guys can discuss this. I will be right back.
I'm fine with whatever plan we come up with to get out of the forest.
The forest, man, might take us forever. If we get lost, bad rolls, and get going in circles and shit, I mean,
I thought that we could follow directions based on where the sun is going. I don't know
We
how the hell
can.
we could
Except
do
for
that
the
up.
forest is magical.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
forest,
but I thought that was like looking at the sky and seeing which way things were
We could try
moving. I
that.
don't think,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
if
so
we
long
pick
as
east
we're
or
like
west, I thought we'd be okay on that front. Like, it doesn't really matter if the trees move around because shadows don't, right?
Yeah.
But if we fly up and over to just get around having to argue about it, that's the case here.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm just trying to get us the fuck out. I mean, I don't care if we fly the whole way. There's some fun in the traveling and all of that, but I really don't like the magical forest that, you know,
Neither.
it's not been easy to move about. And you know, if we've got the tools to circumvent that, that's what I think we should do. However, I mean, we've got so many different ways that we could not have to walk this square by square. And you know, the easiest that is the least magic is Alora takes the mirror and you know, we cast invisibility on her or if she doesn't have a ring, and then she shoots across the trees and out of the forest, lands and opens up the gate to where we are, and there it is. We just walk through the little portal gate and we're all outside, and then we could go to more of a conventional thing. I mean, it's technically bad form to do rinse and repeat on magical power moves.
It is?
You
Fuck,
know,
I don't know. And you do what you got to do to get out of places, I thought.
right? Because it means, yeah. I mean, I just think we could get out and still be intact. We could be right here. We could, hell, we could. If he gives us enough hexagons, we can go right to Dark Bartholomew's Manor, place we're familiar with. Even though I think it's no longer there.
Yeah, I don't know how that works with the scrying. If the place you want to go
Yeah.
is really different than it used to be. It still works or
Yeah.
not? Do you show up and it's burnt down, or do you not show up? It like doesn't work. I don't know what thing will happen.
Yeah.
Good
I
question.
kind of forgot how it all went down. I mean, didn't we burn it down though, and didn't we stay?
I don't remember. I'm sorry. It's been a long adventure. It really has.
Yeah, that was. I mean, all this is very beginning of the adventure that we're talking about. But I guess that's the first question that we'd like to know is how many hexagons does a flying witch get on a broom that if she's invisible in a
Well,
day?
well, that's a very good point. Very good question. Let's see. Potentially. Flying. So the broom flies at 240-80, which means movement. Maybe it's already. Oh yeah, it is. So she can move 48 miles a day, theoretically. These
And
are
one hex is 6 miles.
right. So she can move 8 of those hexes, theoretically.
So she could take us to dark. She could go and hit Duke Bartholomew's Manor up there
Mm-hmm.
and then land and then use the mirror to open a portal back for the rest of the party to all go to Duke Bartholomew's Manor. Right?
So there is one aspect about the mirror that you are forgetting, that the landscape of the entire Sylvanas forest shifts. So if she flies, the 48 miles in a day, And if this landscape shifts, she cannot scry back through the mirror for you to step through the portal.
Okay, then what we will do is we will send her one. She will go with one of the Malachi's magnificent eyes,
Mm.
and she can look through the eye and look at our current landscape and open the portal.
Okay. That may work. I need another map. This one, and I need to look and see what else. What can I see that you can't? Okay.
Uh,
All right. So, is that your plan? You want to give her one of the eyes and the mirror and send her out on her
mhm.
broom? Okay. So the first thing, Alora, go ahead and roll a d6.
Got a 4.
Okay. So the landscape doesn't shift on you, but as you're flying over these treetops, you see a couple of landmarks that you probably either would get lost getting to or not see on the ground. And I will write them out and tell you what you see. Like put it in red, like we have in the past. So right here, yeah, maybe red's not. About white. So this here is a large group of tents, and flying over the top, you can clearly see that there are hill giants moving about this encampment. Right here, you see that there is a what look. So this is kind of a weird thing because you know that wood elves are fairly nomadic, and that that when they do build camps, they are usually temporary. But you do see that there seems to be a wood elf, what looks to be permanent kind of village here. The other thing that you can see that there is a dead tree here that kind of sticks up and out of the forest. Everything around it is quite lush, but there is a large dead tree here that appears to be the lair of something. And right here, you can see what looks to be like what was a human village that lies in ruins.
That's not good.
Yes. So you can see from your vantage point up here. I'm trying to see if there's anything else up here that you might not at that range.
I have the eyes of the eagle too. I want to use them.
You do have the eyes of the eagle. Let me. Eyes of the eagle. Where can see details of distance 2,000 feet that would normally be visible at 20. You might. Um. Back here, you see that there is, unlike this ruined village up here, you see that there is what appears to be an active village, currently inhabited. And then down here, you see a meadow. So this is the active village here. And down here, you see a large meadow full of wildflowers in the middle of that's surrounded by forest. And of course, you see there's Wadelek here and Anglion Mysteriarch here. In the distance, so this is the East Fork of the Indian River, kind of dumps out into the Dragon Sea. Here, you see that there is a large, rather large island, mountain-type island that juts out of this, the water here. So that's stuff that you see.
When I get everybody out, I'll let them know all the cool stuff that I saw.
Okay, so you're heading all the way to Duke Bartholomew's manor and opening the gate with the mirror.
I think so.
Okay.
Is that the plan, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That is one way to bypass a bunch of stuff.
We broke the game again.
No, not really. Not. I can.
It just put us in a prime location.
Yes. Le party.
And I'm thinking even if we did burn the manor to the ground, it's still a relatively decent location to set up a camp and
Yes, I mean, yeah, I mean, you have made it to the hunting manor, and yeah, it is still a burned out husk, of the way you left it. But yeah, you can set up camp and camp for the night. Yeah, you're able to camp for the night. You can get back D6 hit points for anybody that's still low.
Healing. Marvelous healing.
if we need to do some extra healing along the way, I think I have a way that I can heal other people along the road if I
Well, you probably don't. Well, yeah. I mean, from the hunting manor to Castle Braun would be the traveling. You wouldn't want to be traveling through the woods because if you get lost, then that is going to screw up scrying.
Oh, I was meaning if anyone's hurt along the way, you know, I have some healing that'll leave you somewhat tainted, but you will feel better.
Tainted.
I got the untainted kind. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's the tainted
Mavis
healing,
restores
so.
life, and I tend to take life from one source and transfer it.
Oh, okay.
I have.
I see what you're saying.
Wes will enjoy this. So my wife got me this for Christmas. It is a backbone. You slide your phone in there. It turns your phone into a game console, and you can play your Steam library and everything else. It's fucking awesome. It is, but it also does mobile games, and so because my computer at home was off, when I got it Christmas over at my mother-in-law's house up in Hermiston, the only way to try it out was with a mobile game, and the most prominent mobile game that they advertise is Call of Duty mobile, and
Ugh.
and I fucking hate Call of Duty, or as I like to call it, Call of Grenade Spam. And so I was like, well, I'm good at shooters, so I'll try it out. And this because it's actual Xbox style controller, compared to the script kiddies that are sitting there using the touchscreen on their phones, I just fucking wreck all of these kids, right? And so when you first log in, it's like, oh, well, what's your screen name gonna be for Call of Duty? And rather than use my normal screen name because I'm a smartass, I made my character screen name Taint Infection.
Hell yes.
And I forgot that I did that. So the other night I decided, oh, I'm going to go wreck some kids in Call of Duty. And I log in and I'm playing, and then it gets to the end of the match and thinking I was doing pretty well. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, who's this Taint Infection? This guy's fucking awesome. He's like doing a great job. I didn't even take first place. Oh, wait, that's me.
Hell yeah.
So,
I'm proud of you.
so um,
We had gotten on the Switch, we had gotten that Farmville
yes. Oh,
thing.
God.
Yeah. And so you get these little NPC motherfuckers that like bounce around your farm and shit, or your land. And you get to give them catchphrases and shit to call you. And we made one of their catchphrases Taint Rash. And then Lee got a bunch of friends that were on, and they were all visiting and shit. So our characters started visiting their stuff.
Nice.
And so we had this big cow person that would kind of hop over to your place and be like, "Hi, how you doing, Taint Rash?" And that was pretty funny. And they were like, why do you have it saying Taint Rash? And she's trying to explain. And all she really had to do is point at me, and most people would go, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, right. So, yeah, you are able to camp. You can roll d6 to get some hit points back. I don't know if Malachi wants to use his taint to heal somebody.
I think everybody's healed is the problem.
Is everybody healed up?
I would need to see my tokens again to see for sure. Healing I did on the token. I didn't transfer to the sheet yet.
Hold on, I will bring you back. Let's see. I believe last place was down here. Or do you need the token from the dungeon?
Oh shit! Yeah, I would need the token from the dungeon. Damn.
Okay,
I didn't realize it was changing every time.
I can make that.
Now
happen.
I know. Keep it on the player sheet.
Yep. There you go.
Okay. 55, 27, 20. Got it.
Okay. So, whoops.
Healing.
Duplicate it. I got enough of these. I don't need two of them. So, yeah, you would get a D6 back for camping. You are not interrupted throughout the night. And then whatever healing you guys want to throw on top. I know that Jackson and Mira were kind of bonered in that dungeon.
I got 7 cure light wounds altogether between characters for each day, so just have at them, basically.
So yeah, she's basically saying that she'd heal you up before we even camped that first night.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, huh? Well, let me do these. Let me see who needs them. 2, 5, 6.
Yeah, CNC is.
Jackson definitely needs some.
CNC is far more brutal with their healing. It's one fucking point per 24 hours of rest.
Oy.
And they do use negative hit points, so you're not dead at 0. You're dead at -10. But there are scales. Like at -6 to -7, you start taking an additional hit point per round until somebody comes over and staunches the bleeding. It's a lot like 3rd edition. as far as that goes. But yeah, they're brutal. Like, holy shit! Like, you better have somebody. Oh, and if you're at negative hit points, then magical healing can only bring you to 0, and then you can start to heal normally, and they would have to throw more magical healing on top of you in order to speed that up. So yeah, it's way more brutal, and you guys are either going to love or hate the critical tables that I'm thinking of applying, because like the crit fail table, you then roll another dice, and if you roll poorly, or I guess if you roll high, possibly depends on how you look at it. Then you know, oh, I rolled a nat 1, and then you roll on the table. Oh shit, I fell on my sword and killed myself. So, but criticals are way better than just, max or double damage. It's like, oh, I rolled a critical and the guy's fucking head came off at the shoulders. So some of those are pretty spectacular, but we can get inventive with criticals, I think.
I don't want to one shot kill my own character.
Yeah, well, sometimes shit happens, but I don't know. On that case, I might allow like some kind of save or something. Be like, you cut yourself pretty bad, but you're not dead. So,
okay, can I get some healing for Dentry and Jackson? I'll take however many of those you need to use.
Sure. I think the staff you get what one per day per character.
1 per day per character, and then use 3, so there's 4 more for the 1 day. And then if anybody needs any more, there's some serious wounds and stuff too. I'm pretty sure we can cover everybody.
Okay, yeah. 12 hit points for both Jackson and Dentry, and then 1 hit point from Mira.
That's easy.
Okay. Yeah, I would. It'd be really. I'd have to roll like all ones to not take it, right?
Okay, so I just assume that happened before we rested?
Yeah, I would say that you could do that before you rest. That way she can get her spell slots back. I mean, that's intelligent normal procedure. I mean, I have played with some groups that weren't that bright, but
yeah, you should be good. Don't worry.
So, yeah, I mean, it takes pretty much a day using your method to get out of the Sylvanas forest and to the edge of the forest at the burned out ruins of the hunting manor. Where are you going from here? Taking the Eastern Tradeway, and I believe there is like a bridge about here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
To be this close to fucking Castle Braun and not go there would be...
Yeah, we need to check in on everybody and everything. Make sure stuff's okay. Nothing's burnt down or exploded.
Okay, then I need... So you're out of the Sylvanas Forest. You guys bypassed a bunch of stuff in the Sylvanas Forest. A bunch. Shit, there's probably another... there's probably another 3 or 4 levels worth of XP sitting in the Sylvanas Forest. But I need...
Hey guys, let's take a detour.
Right. Yeah, there's a dragon in there. There's a witch, or there's a troll. There's a witch. No, a hag.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit in there. I'm just saying you're leaving XP on the table. But
well, I mean, the XP is there where we get it,
Yeah, you can always come back later. I mean, if you want to free roll it, you can always come back. I need...
I mean, I gotta think there's plenty of fucking routes where we could get caught up and sidetracked and whatever. We're not racing.
Yes, there's always added shit that you can...
Our discussion was we did not like fucking around in the forest because there's too many rolls. It's too easy to get lost.
Right.
So getting the fuck out. I mean, unless any of those locations before we actually leave if we haven't already left. Someone wanted to go check out, we could go check out and do stuff if you want. But I am now in the Raven armor as far as Boorman is.
Okay, so you're gonna wear the armor of the Raven.
Fuck yeah!
Okay.
Why would I not? I mean, my AC is now 20.
Or this is what it looks like for those watching that may have missed a previous episode. This is the leather armor that he's wearing, and it has these stats. It is intelligent. So yeah, it likes you. So Boorman's wearing this, and Boorman is chaotic. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it likes you.
No.
And I mean, it. I would say, in my opinion, of having watched Boorman over the years, I would say that Boorman is chaotic, but not really for evil purposes. I would say Boorman's more like chaotic neutral, if anything. And the armor itself, it communicates empathically, and it is chaotic, though it is not really concerned with acts of evil itself. It just enjoys causing chaos. But it does give you the ability to blend in shadows. Anybody that is looking for you only has a 1 in 6 chance of seeing you, similar to like a Cloak of Elvenkind. It allows you 3 times per day to do Ethereal Jaunt, where you can teleport up to 30 feet away from your location as long as you have line of sight. And you will know the location of any gems and jewelry within 60 feet of you, unless they are protected by a thin layer of lead.
Yeah, the whole time that I'm here, I'm telling the armor how we fucking robbed the Dwarven King's tomb, and we stole the whore rug, and we stole all the pirate stuff, and oh yeah, we did loot all that. I'm just like, oh yeah, I've stolen everywhere I went. You'll enjoy this journey.
And as you're telling these stories on your first day of travel, it is you're receiving back the feelings of humor, like it's laughing at some of your stories.
Oh, and if it likes chaos, I'll tell it about the banshee and the ghost that we have unleashed upon the Imperial Port.
Oh, yes, it finds great humor in the idea that you released that level of chaos on a populated, essentially a city. It thinks that's hilarious.
Yeah. Well then, yeah. Me and this armor were made for each other.
There is make an intelligence ability check.
Boorman?
Yes.
I have an intelligence of 11.
That's pretty good for a rogue. Or for a thief. Yeah, you nailed it. So, in addition to the emotions of humor and really liking this idea of you unleashing undead on the Imperial Port, there is also a feeling of I guess a slight irritation in the background about the idea of unleashing undead, not at the fact that you unleashed the undead, but at the fact that the undead are not where they're supposed to be. They're shouldn't be free roaming undead on the prime plane kind of thing.
Well, now the Revenant is headed back to the Elven City to enact revenge, and it just probably will kill everybody in that direct line. The Banshee, on the other hand, is probably free roaming the port, screaming often.
Well, it's not
The-
mad at you or even your party because you didn't summon or you didn't summon the undead, and you did not um, you did not allow for them to cross the veil. So the separation, when you die, at least this is the popular belief, when you die, your soul has to travel through the veil, and the veil is a very thin area around the prime plane that separates the prime plane from most of the other planes. But in the case of death, your soul crosses the veil, which is known initially when you go into the veil, you will see pretty much in black and white and kind of wispy the structures and people that you know in the prime plane. And undead are known to wander through the veil. And at certain points, that connection between the prime plane and the veil becomes weak at certain places, and especially at certain times. For instance, the hold on here, I have it. For some reason, it's escaping me. It is. I want to look at the calendar. The festival Veil's Eve, which is takes place in the fall of the month of Octus. Octus also being the god of the dead. During that time, it is known that the veil becomes very thin, and sometimes the really persistent or lucky undead can cross from the veil into the prime plane. As you leave or travel deeper into the veil, away from that line where the prime plane exists, you're basically moving through complete darkness. You might see what may appear as like swampy ground around you in a 10-foot radius around you, but anything beyond the 10 feet is just black and it's all fog. And if the further that you travel as a soul, you then end up on the opposite line where the veil meets the shadow realm. And this area can be a little confusing, especially to the recently deceased, because you are coming to this line after traveling through the veil of complete darkness, and it appears almost like the prime plane. Usually where you come from, a vast forest, there are towns, there are landmarks, things of that nature, and that goes on until the river Styx. And once you cross the river Styx, you are then in the shadow realm. That is the realm of the dead, and it is ruled over by Octus, and essentially his on again, off again girlfriend, who is, man, I can't believe I forgot this. This is important shit. His girlfriend, I want to say, Vesta? I believe that's right. And then once you would go through the shadow realm, you know, so everybody who's buried or burned, depending on your beliefs, but some beliefs they have a funeral pyre, other beliefs they bury their dead in a cairn or whatever, or tomb. They're always buried with 2 copper coins, and those 2 copper coins travel with you into your journey through the veil and into the shadow realm, and they are necessary because you have to then pay the boatman to allow you to cross the Styx, because you can't swim across the Styx. Bad things happen if you try to do that. Anything from If you're just dipped in the sticks and pulled out immediately, you might gain invulnerability for a while or a bonus to your constitution. But if you stay in it too long, all of your memories are wiped, and longer than that, you are basically turned into the goo stuff of souls that end up washing out of the sticks into the 9 hells. And those are traded and modded and used as spell components and all sorts of terrible things. So you don't swim across the sticks. The other thing about this point where the Veil and the Shadow Realm meet, the longer that you stay there, the more memories that you lose. And eventually, if you stay there for too long without journeying on and crossing the sticks, you'll lose all memories, and you just have no will to you just settle down and just start living your life. And you may not have a memory of who you are, what your name is. People will rename you, and you become a farmer or, whatever. But after you cross the sticks, you then travel through the Shadow Realm, and generally on the other side of the sticks, you would catch a coach. And the coachman takes you across the Shadow Realm to the necropolis of the god Octus. And sooner or later, and who knows, because time really doesn't mean anything there, sooner or later, you are called to be judged before Octus, and your heart is weighed against any misdeeds that you may not even remember having committed on the prime plane. And if you are deemed worthy, you are sent up to the upper planes, to the Celestial Palace, for your just reward, and you live the good life. If not, you get sent down into the lower planes, usually the 9 hells. If you're a really shitty person, you're dumped down into the abyss. At the very bottom of the 666 layers of the abyss lies Tartarus, which is a prison for literally the worst of the worst. Even demons can be in prison there because they're so bad that the other demons don't want to put up with their shit. So this is the overall belief of life and death, essentially. And so I forget how we even got on that topic, but that's what you're talking about.
Cool.
And that's
Danger.
and this is why. Well, and the loss of memory is why when you resurrect somebody or when you use raise dead on somebody, they don't. If you ask them, well, what was it like? Did you see a light? They're like, I don't fucking know. I don't remember any of that shit. They don't remember it because their memories were wiped away during their period there. They might have been there for what seemed like 20 years when it was only 10 minutes before you cast raise dead on them. Time means nothing. So, and I know this because this will play a part in the future. But so your first night of travel, you camp on the Eastern Tradeway or just off the Eastern Tradeway. You're not interrupted. But what do you see? Oop. I don't think you see it. So you wake up the next morning. Did you change any of your spells?
I think I'm gonna remove curse off and make it strike again.
Okay, you can.
That's more useful. That's the only one I really mess with.
I mean, I don't know. With the way Dentry picks up every single item, you might want to keep a reserve. Get a ring of spell storing and just keep a pocket remove curse in there.
It's a weapon. Of course I'm going to pick it up.
All right.
That actually
I
would be a good
changed
idea.
that around.
Curse just on deck in a ring of shit. We gotta look at getting one of those rings just to like remove the curse.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, didn't you guys pick up a ring? I thought you picked up a ring of spell storing.
Oh, me too. I thought we'd give it to Alora, maybe. It might Mavis have it.
I have a ring of spell turning, but not storing.
Ring. I guess you have not. So it is a thing, and it can store spells. Specifically, well, I mean, you don't have one, but if you find one, then we'll come up with that. Hold on here. I'm adding up your XP here.
You're level 9? Mavis is?
Mavis is 8.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
I just figured you'd have 9. Yeah, I figured you'd have over 200,000 experience.
Not quite.
All right. And your flame strike is a 5th level spell, I guess.
Yes, that's my one 5th level spell.
Yeah, that's a badass spell. So, your second day, you do reach Castle Braun. Actually, I might have. Oh no, there's. And so
That's it.
Yep, that is it. You cross this old rickety, falling apart, crumbling bridge down here, and make your way to Castle Braun. Castle Braun, since you've been away,
Maybe they should repair that bridge.
yeah, that's probably the next thing that you should probably do. So right now, this river, well, it is an actual river. It's hard to describe it as a river year round. In the winter months and probably early spring, late fall, it is actually a pretty high torrent river with fast rapids. But towards late spring, across and I mean sometimes throughout the summer, it's barely anything at all. And into early fall, it really could be described more as a drainage ditch because that's really what it is. It is snow melt that comes out of the Gray Hills and flows down to the Great River. And so during the summer months or spring and early fall months, it can be rather low. This is winter, and so right now it is quite rapid, and you can see that this is one of the reasons why this bridge is crumbling because, I mean, it barely is clearing the bottom of this stone bridge. So yes, the bridge does need to be worked on, but as you get to the castle itself, Braun, your engineers have made vast improvements. The gate has been replaced. The portcullis and the gatehouses have been replaced. The I guess this would be the west wing, and the northwestern wings have been restored for the most part, and of course the keep has been restored. They are beginning work on the southeastern portion. So I mean, the castle is starting to take shape. Now, you might be expecting for there to be further work done on the castle, but the reality is, I mean, if you look at how long it takes to build a castle, especially one of this size, historically, there were some castles that were never completed, and others to get to the point where they're at today. I mean, you're talking like 20 years, and they had half the population working on it, so it takes a while. But
is there? Go ahead. You're probably going to describe it before I ask questions.
No, go ahead and ask questions.
Oh, is there any kind of we've sent a few people here. We've got a library that has been relocated here with a ghost.
Yes.
That likes that. Other than that, has anybody kind of moved in here, sought residence? I think we had an NPC that got real fucked up that said they were coming here to live.
Yes. So one of the individuals that is staying here is here we go. Is Titan. He is a fighter, and he traveled with you for a while you were up in the Skellis Mountains. You tried to assist him. His friend was possibly captured and enslaved by the fire giants up at a citadel up in the Skellis Mountains. That did not end well. You guys ended up retreating because the fire giants were going to kick you in the ding. And his friend was not rescued, but Titus, Titus was injured pretty badly, and there for a while you had to pull him on a leader because he was so hammered from wounds. And once he was well enough, he decided that it was probably true that his friend was killed in action against the fire giants, and he decided that he was going to travel south or travel east back along the Eastern Tradeway, heading back towards Erebachia. And you told him to feel free to stay at Castle Braun, and he has done so. And he's stayed longer than a small vacation. He's decided to stay and help out rebuilding the castle.
Nice.
So he is still a level 8 fighter, and he's kind of stayed, and he's offered some training to the few. You did hire some militia, not mercenaries, but militia, and he has gone about working with them to train them. And so that's one of the reasons why he has stayed. Is there?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well, we had, now that we're here, we've had a whole bunch of the fucking dwarves show up. I mean, do we want to try to think the portals between here and the Dwarven City to see if we can get more people working on this place? We got a whole bunch of gold. We could spend it on that. If all that's going to happen, we could maybe ask Mavis to make a scroll of restoration.
Yeah, depending on how much time you want to spend at Castle Braun.
I mean, if we send,
I don't have a problem with making a scroll of restoration, but I think that we were going to save some of our money to get like somebody to make potions.
an apothecary, that's right.
Yeah,
Yes, we wanted to
you're
hire
supposed to be on the lookout.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for remembering that, because I have a potion I've been trying to make forever.
So hiring an alchemist is going to run 1,000 gold pieces per month.
Okay. We have to find one first, don't we?
Yeah. There's
That's
probably one available that if you wanted to hire one, that it wouldn't be difficult to hire an alchemist.
Oh, okay. Well, that
I mean,
doesn't sound like it would eat up too much of the
We're also
budget.
gonna be providing them like room and board and stuff.
True. I mean, yeah, it's 1,000 gold pieces a month, but you can also take off. You're giving them someplace to live. You're giving them facilities. That probably knocks it down to about 500 gold pieces a month.
Cool.
So that would be 6,000 gold pieces for a year.
Yep.
All right, Brian, would you mind removing that from our list?
6,000 gold pieces gone. Cool.
Yeah.
So
We did not use the money.
So it
Yeah.
says, based on a sample or recipe, an alchemist can produce a potion at twice the normal speed and for half the normal cost, as compared to doing magical research yourselves. An alchemist may also research new potions. But this can take twice as long and cost twice as much as normal magical research because they're having to experiment to create this new potion. I would think an alchemist, of course, is going to be able to generate healing potions and probably, I would say healing potions definitely.
Can you, over this next week, give us a
A list.
handout?
Yeah, I can give you a list of
it-
what potions he can do.
Yeah, you could give him a name if you want. We don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. I mean,
Yeah, no, I can definitely. I mean, I don't know that he. Maybe he needs a name. But yes,
Yes,
we
otherwise we won't remember who we're talking about.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean,
I
I'm
will
thinking-
come up. I will come up with an alchemist and his list of available potions. But in fact, I'm going to give you.
we're
I
kind of
definitely
hoping.
want this potion of fire breath that I've been waiting to make. So I have some Drak Bloom.
Yes.
I just want health potions.
Right, and
Okay,
more healing potions. Just all of the healing potions. Just all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, if we set this place up to have kind of a market of some sort that would be worth people traveling here to purchase things. I mean, now we've got an alchemist going, right? Do we
And
want
all the
to
loot
get?
that we don't keep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a place for us to spend our money.
Right, but I mean, like
Yeah.
all the weapons and stuff that we decide to not keep, we can easily resell some of that stuff. The jewelry.
Yeah. So we do need to open up a shopkeep.
To sell all the
we-
shit that you don't want to keep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That
If
would
we
be
get,
really great.
yeah, and
And we'll
I've got,
probably get best value because it's our shop.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So we will go ahead and break here. I will take the week and create a alchemist for you. You get each 1,438 XP. And before I forget, I'm looking at. So Brian, are you out next weekend? 25th?
Yeah, 25th.
Yeah.
I'm out the 25th.
So
I might be able to play the 24th, but not the 25th.
okay. So do we want to take next week off and pick up on February 1st?
Oh, I'm out both of those weeks.
Oh, you're out.
I'm in Thailand.
Okay, you'll be in
I'm on
Thailand
the
for
plane
2
25th.
weeks.
Well, week and change. It just the traveling is what takes it up because
Right.
you literally spend like 2 days on a plane.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for in game, you're talking about traveling and essentially getting to Stagina and everything in between. As far as I mean, if you're using the similar method that you used for the Sylvanas Forest, that can go fairly quickly, and your journey to Zlatoheim will be less eventful and quicker than it was last time. So
I don't mind adventuring the whole fucking way. It's just we really didn't like the.
getting lost and dealing with that. Yeah, no, I hear you.
So I mean, we don't necessarily have to fast track it.
So, like I said,
know.
I mean, travel. I mean, if you stay on the Eastern Tradeway, like you said, you've already got some contacts there. You've got, the way. You've been there before, so it's not going to be as deadly or dangerous as it was the first time you went up there and you didn't know anything about the mountain. So, that definitely
You
makes a
are
difference.
very welcome to borrow my displacer cloak for Peppermint if she wants to have a little extra like defense and stuff. If you play next week or week after without me,
Sure.
Oh, thank you.
Sure. Okay.
happy
So
to loan that to her.
Yeah.
I will just plan
mean-
on us playing next weekend. And Brian, you enjoy Thailand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
sounds fun.
That sounds awesome. Like that.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Well,
I love that the most expensive part of the trip so far is just getting there. Like hotel for the whole time cheaper than the flight. Like all the other random stuff that I've already got planned out, still cheaper than my flight.
Yeah. Beware of ladyboys.
if
yeah, that's a thing.
It is a thing.
Pockets in general.
If you would
Yeah,
like to have us a dwarf,
A dwarf.
yeah, if we could recruit a dwarf from some fucking where.
I mean, you
could
got
have one of
plenty
those-
around if you want. If you want to bring one with you, you'd probably be happy to go back home. Is there a particular reason why you want to recruit a dwarf?
Yes, we
have all
want
the
to give.
gear.
We have plate mail. We're wanting this to be.
Oh,
a
I see.
substitute
You're
tank
wanting to
for
hire
Brian.
You're wanting to hire a retainer. Yeah, a mercenary.
Yeah,
Awesome equipment. It's dwarf only.
yeah. I mean, if Brian's taking Samuel and Dentry for 2 weeks, then here while we're here, it's all perfect. Oh, I've got cool shit to stick on a dwarf,
Yeah.
and so if we could get some kind of dwarf that we can put in this really cool plate mail and give this dwarven thrower, just a
Yeah.
that if you could give us that over the week too, that would.
I can definitely come up with a dwarf mercenary for you. Yeah, we'll work with that throughout the week, and you
Right.
can fit him out. And one of you, probably, I would think that Wes can take him for now. If you want to give him back over to Brian when he comes back from Thailand, you certainly could.
Sounds cool to me. Yeah, because Brian was talking about he wanted a dwarf. Everybody should have one.
Everybody should have a dwarf.
Well, if you get people short enough, they get a check.
But with the normal fingers, not the short sausage fingers.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know. A big-headed dwarf would be kind of funny. Though,
You have a big bobblehead dwarf.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and break here for the
I'm
week.
all of
Thank you.
We will break here for the week, and we will pick it up next week at 12 o'clock on Saturday.
Awesome. Thanks
Good
so
night.
much.
All right, have
Yeah,
a good one, guys.
Bye, Brian. Good luck, brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do I have to, since I am playing the knight now, and I don't do ranged weapons anymore? Should I pass on the throwing hand axe to anyone?
Yeah, maybe.
It's a ranged weapon, and I don't use. I think exactly what it. I don't think it said
I
range.
mean, they came in a pair originally. I think Boorman's got one, and you have the other one. I mean, you could give them the pair back and make it a set again.
Yeah, I mean, if Boorman doesn't use a shield, then yeah, because if he uses a shield, then it's still kind of.
You can go
I mean, I
full
guess you could
Viking
still have
and pull two hand axes
Yeah.
and huck them both.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give it to
Or
Boorman if I
if
lose
Cameron
one. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, the dwarf is about to have a dwarven thrower, so he's going to be pretty set
right
on
I
that.
mean,
But
if
peppermint,
anybody else can use it. Peppermint might
Yeah.
want it, yeah. Just anybody, because I feel like it's wasted on me now because I literally can't use it.
yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah. We'll cross that bridge when you come back. Then I guess if there's somebody comes up with a need, we'll just feel free to give it to them, though.
Absolutely, yes. So, like, if next week or whatever, Karen's character needs it or you need it, go for it.
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
All right, I will see you guys next week.
Have a great night
Take care.
and be safe, Brian. Good luck in your travels.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to you
Thank you.
soon.